The horror of war has never been so manifest as it is today in the Middle East. The crimes that mankind is able to perpetuate against mankind are on display, full display. It's not theoretical acts of genocide that are taking place. It's actual acts of genocide that are taking place today, with the Israelis inflicting genocidal murder on the Palestinian civilians of Gaza. And now we have Israel turning its guns on the people of Beirut. Now there is a struggle there, a struggle between Israel and Hamas, a struggle between Israel and Hezbollah. And unfortunately, because a long time ago, mankind forgot about the art of diplomacy, especially the Israelis, and they have chosen the sword, to live by the sword, but you shall die by the sword. They seem to have forgotten that second part. But we are in a war, a horrible conflict. And as is always the case in war, it's the innocents who pay the heaviest price. And that's what we see unfolding in Gaza, depending on who's counting. And this is where it gets really perverse, because somehow the bigger the number I put out there, the more you're supposed to feel horror. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one name I have to put out there for you to have horror in your hearts. And that's Hind Rajab, a 6-year-old girl who was in the car with her relatives. The machine gun bullets ripped through the car, fired by the Israelis, killing her family, leaving her and her 15-year-old relative cousin alive but wounded. They picked up the phone and they called for help. Within minutes, the machine guns opened up again and killed her 15-year-old cousin, leaving a 6-year-old girl alone with dead relatives on the phone, begging for help, pleading for help, crying for help. They tried to send help. They sent 2 paramedics, very brave men, who went out there from the Red Crescent Society. They cleared the path. They got approval from the Israelis to go there and rescue this 6-year-old girl. They got within sight, 50 meters away. They said, "We see her. We see the car." They got out of the ambulance, and they were immediately gunned down by the Israelis, murdered. Their crime, trying to rescue a 6-year-old girl. She's on the phone begging for help. "Please help me. Please come to me." A 6-year-old girl pleading for help. And what did the Israelis do? "The tanks are coming closer," she said. "I'm afraid. The tanks are coming closer." The lady on the other end had her pray, had her recite verses from the Quran. And then the machine guns opened up for a last time. And they murdered Hind Rajab.